In this video, we are going to talk about 10 life-changing habits that you should try for 2021. Habits are pretty much a series of practices you do every day that becomes part of your lifestyle, part of who you are. And so it's important to practice good habits so that who you are and what you do are good things and things that you are happy and proud of. So in today's video, I am going to share 10 habits I've seen that has made a huge difference in my life. And I hope that if you try them too, they'll make a huge difference in your life. Habit number 1, prioritizing. Now, I know we all know how to prioritize, or at least we have the idea of what we need to do. But what I'm talking about is really minimalizing the things that are taking up space in your time, right? So that means setting a list of what your priorities are. One of the things I did that really helped me was I made a list of all the roles I fulfill in my life, or at least all the important roles to me. That was like mom, CEO, or friend, or any of those things. And then I made a goal. What was my goal for that role? Was for mom, it was that I wanted my children to be happy and ready for life, successful. And those were not the exact words I used, but it gives you an idea of what to do. And I knew that because that was my goal for that role, the task and the things I needed to do to fulfill that role were more clear to me. And so then if something came up that wasn't going to fulfill that objective, that was not going to fulfill that goal, I could say yes or no. If it wasn't going to fill it, I usually say no. And just deciding like, okay, what is my goal for this specific role in my life, and do the things I'm doing fulfill that goal or not, right? And once I decided what were the important things in my life, what were the important people in my life, and this is the amount of time I have, so that time should be filled, or that time should be used for the things and the people that were a priority to me. So prioritize your task depending on if it fulfills what you want to do and the people you want to spend the time with. I hope that makes sense. Number 1, prioritize. And what I mean by that is that you need to declutter and get rid of the things that are taking up space in your time. We have 24 hours a day, but most of that is taken up by sleep, by other things that we need to do. And so I'm talking about the time outside of that. And when you declutter, you leave out anything excess that's not fulfilling you, that's not fulfilling your goals. One of the things that helped me with this was by making a list of the important roles that I fulfill in my life, such as being a mom or being a CEO and things like that. And then I created goals or objectives that defined what I wanted to accomplish with that goal. And so whenever I had a to-do or a task, I would compare it to my objectives, and if it fulfilled it, then yes, it was a good to-do. It was a good thing to put in my list. But if it wasn't fulfilling that goal or that objective, then I would typically say no or get rid of it. Sometimes if I wanted it anyways, then I would add that, but it would be because it still was something that lit me up and made me feel good. And so definitely try to do that. Sit down and realize what are the priorities in your life, who are the priorities in your life, and if what you're doing is fulfilling that priority, if it's fulfilling the goal for that priority or not. Hopefully that made sense. Number 2 should come as no surprise to you, and that is journaling. Let's be honest, we all need something to reflect, to help us reflect in some way or another. And journaling fulfills just that kind of role. Whether you're reflecting on an idea or a past or a trigger or a relationship or anything at all, you can use it to manifest. You can use it for anything, but you need something to clarify and to be able to connect to your inner voice so that you can plan and grow and heal and do all the things you want to do, but that will not be possible without taking the time to self-reflect and to clarify. Number 3, keeping your social environment clean and uncluttered. That means getting rid. Actually, that sounds so rude when I say it that way, but I don't mean it in a rude way. But that means eliminating people in your life, removing people in your life that are bringing in a lot of drama, bringing in a lot of tension for you in your heart, or just making your environment and your internal emotional mental space cluttered and heavy. I think I've spoken about this before, but seriously, that makes such a big difference. And that does not include just people, but it also includes the media you are taking in, whether that's watching something, listening to something, or reading something. Just keep it clean and uncluttered so that it's not bringing in a lot of excess negative emotion and drama to your mental emotional space. Number 4, upgrading your life. Now, I made a video previously about upgrading your life, and I will leave it in the cards above if I released it before this one. But it's pretty much looking at all these different aspects in your life and writing down whether you consider that first class. And that does not mean the most expensive thing. It has nothing to do with money, but everything to do with how you feel about it. And that could be like your cookware. Do you love your cookware? Or everything missing handles and it's frustrating you every single time you cook? That means that's something you should upgrade, right? Because it's something so little that you can change that doesn't cost a lot of money, but that would make you feel like you're living a first-class life. It's just little things like that. That was the example that popped in my head, but it could be anything at all. Get in the habit of regularly seeing how you feel about different things in your life and different areas in your life, and then upgrade it. Do the simplest and easiest thing that you can do to upgrade even the tiniest thing. I promise you that will be enough to even start making a difference in how you feel and how happier you are in your life. Number 5, eating food that makes you feel good. I mean, you don't like feeling like crap, but sometimes we eat things like, I'm lactose intolerant, and there are times that I eat things with lactose in it and it makes me feel terrible, and it wasn't even worth the bite, but I do it. And I had to get to the point where I was like, you know what, it's not worth it to me. And plus, like, I'd love to live a more vegan lifestyle just because I like the food and the lifestyle is appealing to me. But in general, just eat food that makes your body feel good. It's not causing you to be bloated, to have stomach issues, to have headaches, to not have energy, whatever it is. Just eat food that results in you feeling good in your body. Number 6, ideal self-care. Now, I know we hear about self-care all the time, but something that happened to me a few months ago is I realized that I've been thinking about self-care for myself in the absolute wrong way. There just was certain things I considered self-care. I was like, oh, reading is self-care to me, and taking a nice hot bath is self-care to me. Now, while that feels good, I realized that real self-care to me was taking the time to plan. It sounds so nerdy, I don't even care, because it made me feel so good. If I could have clarity on my future plans, on my schedule and routines and what I needed to do, that helped me so much. It made me feel so much lighter in my head, and it made me feel like I had less weight on me, and I just felt better. So figure out what the ideal self-care for you. What's the ideal thing that you can do or that you do that makes you feel taken care of, that makes you feel just lighter and brighter and happier. Just, it could be anything, but figure out what's ideal for you. Number 7, schedule and learning. One of the things that I started doing this year is actually scheduling Friday from a specific time to a specific time, my learning time. Now, that does not mean you don't get to learn other times. It just means that it's built in, just time for you to learn something new, so brush up on some skills. Oh my goodness, it has made so much of a difference because I personally love learning things, and I love getting better at what I do, or I love learning new skills that I want to acquire. So take the time to schedule in your learning time. Number 8 is closely tied to the last one, and it is to try new things. Just make sure you're making regular time to try new things, that you're not always trying the same things over and over again. And that could be trying a new recipe, that could be trying a new technique, that could be going to somewhere new, that could be just so many things. Just try new things. It brings your brain and your heart to life. Keep trying new things on a regular basis. That could be once a week, once a month, or once a quarter. That's up to you. Number 9, being kind to yourself. I don't know why sometimes we're not kind to ourselves, but whatever reason it is, that's a habit we need to stop. And a habit we need to begin is being kind. One of the things I love that I started putting in my regular morning routine is mirror work. Mirror work is pretty much when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just saying nice things to yourself, like, oh, I love how warm your skin is, or oh, those freckles are so cute, or obviously you don't have to lie, but I think freckles are cute, but just like saying nice things to yourself, like, oh my, when you did this thing, you did such a good job. Or, I love your eyes. Wow, I love the way you did your hair today. Or that body, that's the body that gave birth to 2 beautiful children. Just say kind things to yourself and make it a regular practice. The last one, number 10, is figuring out what you want. Having clarity on what you want is extremely important. If you don't figure out what you want, then you will always have this sense of dissatisfaction no matter what you're accomplishing, because you're just doing things. You're not really, you don't have a goal or something in mind that you want to do, you want to accomplish. But if you can figure out what you want, then you can work towards it. You can accomplish anything. You have the power to accomplish and manifest whatever it is that you want and need, but you have to first sit down and figure out what you want. And if you guys want a video on how to figure out what you want, let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure to make one. But get in the habit of regularly sitting down and writing down what you want your life to look like, what you want to happen with your career, what you want to see happen with your life, well, with your home or anything like that. Just figure out what you want. It is so totally possible. Once you figure out what you want, then it's easy to put systems and practices in place to get those things. There's a 21-90 rule that's pretty much saying it takes 21 days to make or break a habit, and it takes 90 days after that for your habit to become part of your lifestyle. If you're trying one of the habits I've just mentioned, please give yourself more than a few days or a few weeks. And then once you've had it and once you've done it for 21 days, please continue on trying this new habit for a while, for at least 90 days, otherwise it's really easy to destroy all the hard work you have put into making this habit a part of your life. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave me in the comments below what was your favorite habit that I mentioned, or what specific one do you want to make sure to put into your practice for 2021. But remember, start it before then. Start now, because habits are easier when you don't put a stipulation in your mind. Oh, I'll just start in a few weeks. That way I can do bad habits for now. And I hope that the habits I listed were simple enough that you could easily start now. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.